In an ever-evolving digital landscape, for your business to thrive, you must adapt or die. Welcome to Marketing in the Age of AI, the podcast helping you harness the power of AI and marketing tools to revitalize and grow your business. And now here's your host, marketing expert and author of Authentic Marketing in the Age of AI, Emmanuel Rose.
Welcome to this episode of Marketing in the Age of AI. Today, I'm joined by Ryan Burch, the founder of Toby Group. With over 15 years of experience in digital strategy, Ryan has a proven track record of helping businesses streamline their marketing practices. He partners with both startups and Fortune 500 companies to integrate data, creativity, and automation for impactful marketing results. Ryan's focus is on enabling teams to harness the power of digital advertising, driving smarter decision-making, and maximizing operational efficiency. Join us as we delve into Ryan's insights on building effective marketing systems and the role of AI in transforming strategies, both in marketing and in the whole business. Ryan, thanks so much for taking some time to have a talk with me.
Yeah, no problem, man. That sounded really cool. Thanks for the intro. I feel like a superhero right now.
I'm glad. Yeah, we don't have any scrubs on this show. We know that.
Well, good to talk with you.
Yeah, it's awesome. So, give me a little bit about the birth story of the Toby Group.
Yeah, sure. So we started in 2019, and I left my corporate job. I was working for a Fortune 500 company, and then we got sold to a startup and did that for a few years, which is great. But after just getting totally burnt out on ad tech myself, I decided it was time for me to jump out and do my own thing. And luckily had a couple clients that were wraparound clients that I had worked with in the past that started working with me. And we started the agency a little accidentally. It was originally just going to be me kind of doing some freelance work. And here we are today. We've got a great client roster. We've got a great team, people that work with me all over the world. And so we've been going at it since 2019. So
that's awesome. What have you noticed in the last few months about how people are seeing AI and how it's impacting the work that you're doing?
Few months, a few hours. I mean, it's like exhausting. And I think a lot of people listening can agree with us that sometimes it's just like overwhelming just how much change there is that's happening. And, like some of your past guests have said, it's, right now we're working with AI systems that are literally the simplest or the worst that they're ever going to be. So this speed of change, this speed of change it's going more rapidly, and everything's just getting better on the marketing side of things. So a lot of firepower that we've got in our pockets these days. A lot of kind of landmines that we can step on though too, and those are, it seems like, just kind of they're popping up even faster than some of the cool tools at times. So
yeah, well, tell me about some of the cool tools that you found or that you're using either for your own work week or for the agency on behalf of clients.
A lot of stuff is custom. I think that you'll find that everybody, that's kind of been a lot of the beauty of AI, right? Is, working in digital advertising, I can't even count how many times I've said to myself, man, I really wish I had this dashboard that did this, or it'd be really cool if I could automate this one thing, or I could get these types of insights pushed to me in this way. And so I think a lot of the AI tools that we're doing are kind of customizations of automations that have already existed. And it's interesting. Sometimes our clients are asking us for AI tools, and we're saying like, hey, that's actually just an automation. That's just something that, this isn't AI. This is just an automation that we can actually build into your workflow. Glad you're thinking about it this way. But what if we infused, some additional knowledge into this? What if we infused another layer where we're
Yeah.
actually using some of this cool stuff to power this automation.
I love that. So, I mean, I see a lot of that too, and I kind of step back just like you do and say, hey, it's cool you're thinking about this. That's just automation. It's just innovation sometimes. It's just connecting two things that can already be connected, right? They just
Exactly.
don't know it. But then to take that third layer and then make it AI assisted, right? Which then is totally mind blowing. And I think that's kind of the attitude I've taken in these vibe coded tools that I'm creating is how do I AI assist SOP development, right? Like
Right.
how do you make it so that you could just say, you could talk to it and say, this is what I do and what am I missing and how do I
Yep.
make that or make it better? And then to always have the prompts be editable. That's the other thing, because just the dynamism of all this, you always want to be able to go back in there and improve what you're directing the AI to do and choose a model, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you one thing that has been really cool lately that we've been using. You mentioned the SOPs. We've been using Notebook LM, which is a Google tool, and some of you might have listened to it in the past or used it in the past. But super powerful tool. It will generate everything from infographics, mind maps, slide decks. It'll create a podcast on the fly
Yeah.
for you. And so one way I just use it this week, it's kind of funny. I bought a new car, and I took all of the user.
Congratulations.
Thank you very well. Yeah, it was a lot to get through the process. Believe me, I
Yeah.
have a lot to say about the car buying process these days. But I took all those user manuals because it's an EV, it's an electric car.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about how to charge and all these things, and I loaded this into Notebook LM, and it actually churned out a video, a guide, all these tools around how to preserve the battery. And
Yeah.
immediately when I started seeing these really neat things that were being automatically generated, I sent them to my team and I said, hey guys, look at how cool this is. Like this is taking all of this really complicated information and it's boiling it down. How
Yeah.
do we use this now for our teams? How can we repurpose this into a marketing tool that our clients can then pass along
I
to
love it.
their customers? So
Yeah. So Notebook LM, it's a Google product, and I'll just share real quick. One of the ways I use it is I'll take
Yep.
brand descriptions, one pagers, those sorts of things, and then I'll have it create the PowerPoint.
Yep.
So, because it does beautiful graphics. So this is a project I'm involved in where it's a spec kitty. It's for developers who have got multiple people on a team, and we're able to keep the project moving ahead. And there's privacy and some other things. And so I took the brand, all the brand information, and I put it in there, and then I said, hey, let's just
Yep.
create the PowerPoint for me. And it's just super sexy graphics that happen on the fly.
It's wild.
my-
I mean, those are all custom illustrations.
Yes.
How neat is that?
My only complaint about it is that it doesn't allow me to go in and edit anything, right?
Right.
So, we get to the final page, and it's so funny. Oh,
Yep.
This one doesn't have it. Oh, yeah, there it is. So, it's like
Is that you?
It's not me. It's not me. It's my business partner. That's somebody who he's connected to. So it got goofy, at one part, and I'm like, well, that's cool. It's 95% done. But Notebook LM is probably the most underutilized tool that
Yes.
Google has, I would say.
Yes, very, very powerful and great for SOPs. Really, really good for that. So,
how do you use it for SOPs?
yeah. So, what I'll do is if I record myself on Loom, going through a process or recording something, I will take that you can actually upload the video, you can upload the transcript of that. I will infuse it with other information and just throw it into Notebook LM. And then it actually will create kind of a podcast of these two people talking about what I just did. It'll create a slideshow that contains the why, the how. And I've actually used it for some like clients and also to share other information in teams. So, if you're a marketer what is the information, just like you did, that's either proposal based or maybe even just maybe coaching a client through how to do something, or like you talk about managing up, right? So if you've got a boss or a leader that isn't really understanding a marketing tool or marketing process, or something that you want to pitch, what better way than to go in there with some firepower, like some of these custom drawings, and like they'll tell the whole story, right?
Yeah. Sure.
So I think there's a myriad of ways that it can be used.
I love it. Yeah. No, that's awesome. I love that of being able to record yourself going through a process and then building out. So I built an SOP architect called Strategic SOP, because clients are like, well, I don't know how to document what I do, right? You're like, well, all right, well, so I built the tool for it, but I'm going to add in the video machine learning into that, so that we're able to borrow that genius from you, Ryan. I knew you were going to give me some good answers today.
Hey, it's very, like you said, underutilized today. So
yeah, and even the podcast. I mean, I love podcasts. I think the podcast tool is amazing.
Yes, yes, it's so natural, and I sent it over to my fiance, and I told her to listen to it in the car, like on her drive, and here's everything we need to know about this new car, right?
Yeah.
So really, really neat way to take a bunch of complicated information and simplify it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. What sort of I guess attitudes are you noticing in your clients as we continue through this AI bubble? Is there still part of the crew that's not certain that it's going to be a good thing, or where are your people at with this?
I think most of our clients are at the same space where most of we are as marketers. They are equally excited about AI and the implication of it as they are worried about it. And then there's also a vast majority of people that just haven't even really played with it. They're doing some things on their own, and they're having ChatGPT help them with what they're going to make for dinner, but they haven't really understood how to incorporate it into their work life.
Wow.
They're not able to use it at times at work. So a lot of our clients, they're only able to use Microsoft Copilot because they work in a Microsoft environment, right? Yeah. So they haven't been able to use the Claudes and the Geminis and ChatGPTs of the world, or they're unwilling to pay $20, for the premium version. So a lot of our clients kind of fall on that spectrum. I think when it comes to us and the work that we're doing for clients, we're running we run a lot of digital advertising, and with digital advertising and AI, unfortunately, we're at the behest of whatever Google and Facebook feel like they want to do, right? Sure. And so I think that there's a lot of us that are still trying to understand Google and what their AI tools can do for us, Facebook and what their AI tools can do for us. And we're trying to wade through all of that and identify some really simple things, like going back to basics on those platforms that aren't going to change, or that help those new AI systems, right? So I think that's a lot of what we're doing today tactically.
Yeah, I think that's really, really key, pretty much in all of this bubble, right? Is to continue to go back to what are the fundamentals, and how can I get it to improve on the work that I'm already doing, and or what am I not good at, and how do I wind my way through figuring out best practices that are fundamentally sound in order to get good outcomes.
Yep. Well, you just used the word outcomes, right? And we use that exact term when we talk to our clients about AI or any programmatic advertising platform, any platform that is automated. There are inputs and there are outcomes, and the inputs are all of the data and the information that you provide into the platform. The outcomes are the ROI and the CPA and all the things that come out of it. And I think as marketers, when I started my career, everybody was very focused on those outcomes. We need to have X ROI, or we need to have Y CPA, or we need to have all these things, but we didn't focus enough on those inputs. And the inputs are really what the machines care about, right? Yep, sure. So AI cares a lot about those inputs. It cares a lot about the tracking on your website, the conversion signals, all of this kind of non-sexy pixel tech stuff that you set up matters immensely today, because those are the signals that the AI is actually using to identify whether your marketing advertising is working. So if those inputs are broken, you're never going to get the outcomes that you're looking for.
Yeah, and so that attribution, right, which we've struggled for decades to actually finally get a little credit from the sales department for bringing in qualified leads and knowing where it's coming from, so that we can continue to spend money there, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So if you don't have your conversion tracking in place, and you aren't confident with those signals, then it's going to be really difficult to perform on any ad platform. So we kind of, going back to the fundamentals, the very first thing that we always do is we say, hey, let's get your digital plumbing in order. Let's make sure all
Yep.
that tracking's in place. Let's make sure that we're looking at the correct signals, because if those signals are wrong, those are the inputs that are really going to drive success on your campaign.
Yeah. I mean, in general, what are those signals from your experience, that are ubiquitous?
Yeah, I mean, if you're running an e-commerce campaign, it's easy, right? Sales.
Yeah.
But there are some sales that matter more than other sales, okay? And so being able to identify your high ticket items versus your low ticket items, being able to have customized conversions with revenue that's actually passing through the pixel back into the ad platform, so the ad platform knows that widget A versus
Yeah.
widget B are different things. That's super important.
Yeah.
When it comes to leads and lead magnet campaigns, and when you're doing the lead gen, you've got to look at the funnel on your site and how you're driving people to those different pages. So what are the buttons that you want people to click, and do those matter? How much does that matter versus, actually somebody filling out a contact form? Are you tracking the phone number on your website? I mean, this is like
Yeah.
such a simple thing.
Right.
Local businesses all have phone numbers. That is the lifeblood of a local service business, is
Absolutely.
somebody calling me.
Yep.
It's the least tracked thing on any website that we ever work with. People forget that they need to tag that phone number, especially on a mobile device. We're all 60 or 70% of traffic is mobile,
For
and then we
sure.
don't have any mobile conversion tracking tied to that phone number. So these are like really basic things that if you get them right, it's going to help you in the long run, AI or otherwise, right?
Yeah. No, love it. I love that. Well, what kind of clients do you like working with the most?
Well, what businesses do we work with, or what types of clients?
Yeah. What do you like? What are the psychographics of your
Oh my gosh.
IT that you
Look,
love, that you really get excited about?
Look, I've always asked my clients just to be fair, right?
Yeah.
So I don't mind if clients are tough and they really make it difficult for us, but just be fair. There's a
Right.
lot of things that we should be doing. Clients pay us a lot of money. We should be delivering for them. They can definitely hold us to the fire. But to answer your question more broadly, I'd say that we have a lot of local services businesses. Everything from like veterinarians, doctors' offices. We do a lot of work in medical. We do a lot of work in the rental space, so equipment rental space. And we what we do for them is a lot of local SEO and local advertising, and
Nice.
local GEO, local search AI, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
We're starting to do a lot more of that type of work, and by the way, that looks a lot like local PR these days. So
Yes.
local SEO looks a lot like local PR in this new AI era.
I think the best description I heard of it is search everywhere. Right?
Yes.
Like you have to be 1 inch and 7 miles.
We had a call just this morning with there's a group of doctors' offices we work with. They've got about 25 locations, and we had the conversation with them. How do we inch for, like, how do we get, we don't have a PR practice. This
Yeah.
is not part of our blood. So we talked about building a flywheel around this. Okay, let's just send one press release next month. Okay,
Yeah.
let's actually make sure that we have all of our social media handles secured the month after that. Okay, let's inch our way toward this, because and you've talked about it on the podcast a bunch. It's overwhelming to see all these tools and want to use all of them at once. And I think
Yep.
what we lose is that fundamental, hey, we just need to do one thing this month. and let's just get those social media. Like if you don't have your YouTube handle snagged, just do that one thing. You don't need
Right.
to have 50 videos ready to go next month. Just get the YouTube in your name, make sure the right people have access to it, and call that a win.
Yeah.
Um, I know this hustle culture is probably going to not agree with me on that, but
That's why you're not driving a Ferrari, though.
yeah, that's true. That's true. That's why I had to buy the very reasonable EV. I'm not driving a Ferrari.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. But you know what? That just snagging that YouTube, you're going to be ahead of 80% of businesses that haven't thought, hey, we need video in our marketing strategy
Yep.
6 months, a year from now. So
Yeah, I love it. And I grabbed a little corner of the GEO world and built a tool that repurposes old blog content, and it GEOs it so that way you've got this stuff that's 2 years old or 10 years old, and you can bring it in, rehydrate it, put it back out there, and it's new content to the engines.
is that is that something you just use for the work you're doing, or do you license that as like a service?
Yeah, I commercialized it. Yeah,
you commercialize it, so it's a product. You productize this tool.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think that's the type of stuff that's just so neat, and it's overwhelming to find all of these, right? Like
sure.
But when you stumble across them, bookmark it, sign up. It's these little things that are going to help all of us succeed in the next couple years.
Yeah, and it is like you're saying, it's this small additive process that makes big impact sometimes. Just like I was reading a post by a guy on X, and he said, I just take the homepage of the website and I turn it into the name of the business and a keyword, and often that one thing will put somebody at number one. Right.
100%. We created again, this is one of those little things. So we just have a folder. We use ClickUp for our project management tool. We have an AI folder where anytime anybody on our team comes across something that's interesting, we just drop the link in. Yep. Because it's so easy to be on social media and scroll past something. And if you don't snag it, it's gone. Right.
Yeah. Right.
And then so I've actually, one of my resolutions this year in 2026 is to actually have a day where I go back through some of the cool things I found in the last month, see if it actually works for our agency, works for my clients. And if not, you can always delete it, right? But you've got to just have that capture bucket where you can save this stuff.
Well, we should do a mastermind day, agency mastermind day, and I'll unfurl my AI resources tab on and you unfurl yours, and we'll cross pollinate and see what we're actually using.
Do you think everybody'd find that interesting, scary, or maybe just interesting, scary, or boring? I think it's maybe somewhere between all of those.
Is it a little too nerdy? Is that what you're telling me, Ryan?
Maybe not for the listeners of this podcast, but for the people in my daily life, absolutely too nerdy.
Isn't it amazing how you could go through, you leave the office or you're interacting with other humans out in the world and you never even mention AI once?
The joke that we've had in programmatic. So I started in programmatic advertising when big data was the big thing, right? Like we were working with really big brands at the time. I was working at eBay. So my clients were Toys R Us and GNC and, Bath and Body, the really big brands. Yeah. And we always had this joke in programmatic advertising big data. It's like, try to tell one of your relatives what you do at work, at Thanksgiving, and see how that goes. Right. And it's just gotten more difficult because, the acronyms have changed. The acronyms that we thought we knew now mean something totally different. So marketing is changing really, really fast, and it's fun. If you enjoy it, there's nothing better. There's no other industry to be a part of, but it's also overwhelming. So.
Yeah, it is. And I think that's why, like we've been around long enough to know we can keep the blinders on, get the work done that we need to each day. Maybe we've got 15 minutes or 30 minutes in the calendar a couple times a week to dig through stuff. But you gotta stay focused on taking care of today. Looks like I blinked out there. My neighbors must have turned on the Netflix. So yeah, we've been around long enough to know we can titrate this in, and it's a good way to do do the change management for a bubble like this.
Yeah. One of the big mistakes we made, or I made, when all these AI tools kind of hit my desk, is I wanted to do everything at once.
Yeah, of
And
course.
which look, we rolled out a lot of stuff. It was kind of junky. A couple things worked, but what I realized after a while is the best thing I could do is just capture the process, document what I'm thinking
Yes.
about, and then go back to it. And I think, there's this desire and this thirst to try to accomplish everything at once. Right now, though, it's just one thing at a time, and we've really gone back to, let's identify one thing a month, one process a month we're going to improve, one client project that we think can also help some of the other work that we're doing in the agency, and let's just tackle that.
Love it.
So our mindset's definitely changed around that.
Well, I think that's a smart way to do it, and I'd love to have you back on the show and talk about that. I love to hear it. I'll walk through my podcast process with you and how we've automated all that, and we'll hear about what you've automated in the agency.
It sounds great.
Awesome, Ryan. I love the conversation. I think you're super interesting. You're doing great work. If other people want to have a conversation with you, how do they do that?
Yeah, best way to get a hold of us is just at our website, tobiegroup.com. That's TOBIEGROUP.com. All our socials are there, and you can check anything out there. We've also got a cool ads tool on there. That it's a report card. So if you want to check that out, it's kind of AI based, but it's 25 or 30 questions. It'll give you a readout on how you're doing on your digital ad campaigns. But tobiegroup.com, that's how to find us.
All right, I love it. We'll make sure that's in the show notes. And again, I'm really grateful for your time. Thank you so much. And I look forward to having you on the show again.
Have a good one. Great to talk to you.
All right. Thanks, Ryan. That's a nice remembrance that you don't have to eat the elephant all at the same time, that you can titrate these tools and continue to do your work and get value from AI bit by bit. Well, I hope you enjoyed the conversation today. I know I sure enjoyed talking with Ryan at the Toby Group. And I hope that you take some time this week to dig into your LLM, whatever you like to use, that you continue to innovate your notebook usage or your custom GPT usage, and that you get some time back in your work week. And that with that time, you continue to upskill, you spend it with your friends or family, or you get outside into nature, away from the screens. This is Emmanuel Rose, Marketing in the Age of AI.
Thanks for listening to Marketing in the Age of AI. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast so you never miss a future episode. Your copy of Authentic Marketing in the Age of AI is available at Amazon.com or EmmanuelRose.com. You can also connect with Emmanuel on LinkedIn.